we're only as healthy as the most vulnerable among us. And our economy is only as healthy and only as strong as the most vulnerable among us.
Data shows the coronavirus pandemic has had a disproportionate impact on people of color, specifically Black communities. Tuesday, Oregon's Emergency Board passed a $62 million allocation for the Oregon Cares Fund for Black Relief and Resiliency. It'll provide cash relief to local families and small businesses using grants given out by two nonprofits, the Black United Fund and the Contingent. Democratic Representative Akasha Lawrence Spence from Portland was one of the leading supporters of the fund. She says the move is necessary because people of color have largely been left out of COVID-19 response.
We started to see this disparity between A, the availability of testing, and B, severity when dealing with the virus, right? We also know that Black community members are disproportionately frontline workers.
The CDC says long-standing systemic inequities have put some members of racial and ethnic minority groups at increased risk of getting COVID-19 or experiencing severe illness, regardless of age. They say a Black person in the U.S. is about 5 times more likely to be hospitalized or die from COVID-19 than a white person.
We are not receiving the level of care that is predicated by this pandemic, that's predicated by the fact that we have seen that the disproportionality that Black people are not only contracting the virus at far higher rates, but also dying at higher rates than everyone else. Then when you distill that to a personal level, a community level, we're not seeing the measures in place to combat those numbers.
Members of the Black, Indigenous, and People of Color Caucus released statements showing their support. Representative Janelle Bynum from Happy Valley said the Black community will utilize these resources to weather the global health pandemic and consequent recession. Our communities are made resilient when we make informed and targeted investments in those who have been historically under-resourced. In the coming weeks, individuals and businesses will be able to apply for these funds online, but there's no firm timeline in place yet.
When we fortify Black communities, when we fortify the Latinx community, when we fortify any quote-unquote minority community, we are doing the work that is incumbent upon all of us as citizens of this state.